home to 111, they're getting an ambulance. So I'm vexed now. Because in my head, I'm like, what do you mean they're getting an ambulance? Like, they're only checking the baby. It'll be 2 minutes. The ambulance man was like, have you got COVID? I was like, no, I've tested myself and it came out negative because my son previously came home with it from school. So the man was like, well, let's just come in the van. Let me do our own test and make sure. And in all honesty, ladies, that is all I remember.
Hey.
Welcome back to Choose Life Ministries. This is another episode of Real Lives,
Real Stories. So we have someone joining us today. She's so special. She's got good energy. She's bubbly. Every time I see her, she's just a vibe to be around. She's positive, and she's got a powerful, powerful story and a testimony, and she's here today to talk about that. And we really just hope that it encourages and inspires those of you that are watching, because, it definitely touched me. So we'd like to welcome Shona.
Hi. Hey guys.
How are you?
I'm good. Excited, but I'm good.
Oh, good. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for agreeing to come in.
Because when I got that phone call, she was like, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
grateful.
Did it feel random?
You know what? In all honesty, I felt like I'm here to tell my story anyway.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know how it's going to be told.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting it, but clearly God has other plans.
This is it. And God had a plan, because literally He put your name in my spirit, as I told you. And I just thought, I need to ask her, but I was so nervous to ask you.
I don't understand why we went to school together.
I know, it wasn't so much that, because I didn't know if you were ready to share it as well.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't spoke to you about that. So I was like, I don't even know if she's in that position. But you said, I'm ready to share it. I want to share it. You've been saying you wanted to share it. So I was like, perfect. But obviously me and you've got a bit of history. From church, from little wee ones.
Yes, yeah. Brooks Bar, shout out.
Shout out to Brooks Bar, New Tea people, if you're watching. So we've obviously had a connection from early, as in church, growing up in that environment with our grandmothers taking us. Like, how was that for you? Like, just being small in church?
In all honesty, for me, I just thought, it's church. I just felt like we've got to go to church on Sunday. Like I was just saying to you before, it was like, I like the dresses that my gran used to make, and I did enjoy the Sunday school. Yeah. I think maybe because I was young, because when the pastor was talking, I was like, oh my goodness. And I know. Well, and at Brooks Bar, our pastor, shout out though.
Shout out, But then we went to the same school.
We did, yes. We were in the same form, but I feel like we were still good friends though. Yeah. And you know me, I get along with everybody anyway.
That's what I like about you. Like, honestly, Shona gets on with everyone. And she's just, anytime I've seen you, like, you've never been like those sometimes people where, sometimes they're like, hi, whatever. Like, same energy each time, consistently.
I honestly believe, even before my faith went stronger, but even with my grand's always like, do good. Do good all the time. So I just felt like, just always be nice, be kind.
And you definitely are.
Yeah. Even those that might hurt you or whatever, it's okay. It's fine.
That's good advice. Shout out to your gran. That's good advice.
Yeah.
So we just, before we get into your main story, just want to maybe give a bit of a backstory. So what your life was like just before, and what your faith journey was like, and when you got pregnant, how did you feel? Did you have issues early on in your pregnancy?
So as for my faith, as I said, for me, it's teaching me going to church since I was little. So we've always had God in my life. I've always believed in Him. I think I didn't pay enough attention to Him growing up. I feel like as I've grown older, my faith got stronger, and obviously after what's happened, it's even 10 times more stronger. So thank you for that. I feel like he's been like Shona. I think he's been wanting me for a long time. To be honest. I do, because even my gran used to put, as I say, plant the seed. And it's over. So my gran planted that seed for a long time. And as for the pregnancy as well,
So do you want to talk about you've got how many children?
yes,
have you
I've got 3 boys.
Okay.
My
shout out to them.
kings. I like to call them kings.
Aw, young kings.
I do, exactly.
Young
That's what I
kings.
like to call them. Tyrese, Leo, and Pius. Hey,
Aw.
boys.
Aw,
So when the
bless
audience
her.
can see this, especially
Yeah.
Pius anyway.
Yeah.
They're all amazing.
Yeah.
Literally, they're all amazing. Obviously, as every mother knows, they stress me out.
Yeah.
But when I look at all 3 of them, they literally all got different parts
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah. Of course, they're gonna have parts of you. Come on now.
I don't like being pregnant.
Right.
I do not like it at all. If those that know me, I do like. You know when the people's like, you got the whole glow.
Yeah.
I was not.
You didn't feel that.
Yeah, I was not that. I didn't like people touching
Your belly.
Yeah.
my belly and all that.
Mm.
Like, no, it wasn't the one. With Pius, the last one,
Mm-hmm.
is the pregnancy with him was 10 times worse. Like, I was poorly from day one. I had a migraine for like 19 weeks.
Wow.
Like, it was.
Gosh, that's intense.
Yeah. And I suffer from migraines as well. So just imagine that 24 from literally morning to night.
Mm.
You know, bless my mum because she helped me with Tyrese when I was ill and even work because obviously I couldn't have 19 weeks of work. So even that was madness. Pius, again, I didn't know what he was because I did a gender reveal.
Yeah.
And I really wanted a girl because obviously I had 2 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though I'm grateful for Pius, you cannot see the gender reveal video.
Oh, bless him. Hide that. Though.
But he knows I love him dearly.
Yeah, of course.
You
Are you
know.
allowed to have your preferences?
Exactly. And I think because the pregnancy was so different compared to the first two, I was like, right, this is it. It's my girl.
Yeah.
I was literally like, right, Lord, I've got
This
the
is
girl. I'm literally looking at girls' clothes, manifesting it.
Oh,
And
bless
then
you.
when that gender, I was like, okay, Lord, you
Yeah. I need to see it now after this because you talked
I'll
about
have to try and find it because, that it couldn't be seen. So, so with the pregnancy with Pius, it continues on to obviously what happened. So, feel like I'm getting emotional already.
That's fine.
I've only just started. But so with Pius, obviously, like I said, I was ill. And there was a time where I was off work. I had some holidays to take up, and then I had 1 more week off, and then I was due to go back in, and then my maternity was supposed to start. So obviously during the first block of holidays, I was ill, and I'm one of them. I think because I can't do A&E and as well. Like even though I'm ill, I'm still trying to fight through, and I feel. For me, as being a mother and also as a Black woman as well, I feel like as us, we neglect ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like in my head, I'm thinking like, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got the kids. So to me, I didn't let my body rest properly. So I was still trying to do everything. Then when it comes to like night, I'm like, I need to sleep. I'm poorly. So even like, one of my best friends, she was like, Shona, just calling sick at work, telling you can't come back. And I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I've only got 1 week left and I'm on maternity, it'll be fine. And they're like, Shona, no, you need to. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. So clearly my girlfriend did an intervention behind my back.
Good friend.
How rude.
But you know what? Good for them. Good for them.
But I did an intervention and my cousin came round. And that's how ill it was because I could hear a knock on the door, but I was too ill to even open the door and get up.
Wow.
And I also heard my sister's voice, my little sister's voice. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to open this door. So I've gone to open the door and my cousin's like, right, Shona, you need to go to A&E. And I'm like, no, I'm not going. Like, I'm fine, I'm back in work. It'll be sorted. And because like, right, you know what then? If you're not going to go for you, just go to A&E and check the baby. And then we'll squash it.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, okay. I said, that's fine. Let me go upstairs. Let me just fling something on. I've gone upstairs, fling something on. Listen, I look like a mad woman. I'm hoping to go in there for 2 minutes and come home. Do you know what
So
I mean?
you didn't even bring your stuff or pack
Nothing.
anything?
I've come downstairs and my cousin's like, yeah, so I'm on the phone to 111, they're getting an ambulance. So I'm vexed now.
Yeah.
Because in my head I'm like, what do you mean they're getting an ambulance?
Yeah.
Like, they're only checking the baby, it'll be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, they're getting an ambulance. She's like, don't worry, it's not blue lights. Because I think she knows I wouldn't be even more stressed out. So I was like, oh, whatever. And the ambulance came, and obviously the ambulance man was like, have you got COVID? I was like, no, I've tested myself, and it came out negative, because my son previously came home with it from school. So the man was like, well, let's just come in the van, let me do our own test and make sure. And in all honesty, ladies, that is all I remember. That is literally all I remember. I don't remember even taking the COVID test. I just remember him saying, we'll do our own COVID test just to make sure. And, sorry. And I woke up weeks later. I'm feeling my stomach. By then, I couldn't talk. I was bedbound as well. And all I kept doing was like touching my stomach, like trying to signal like where's
the baby?
my child. So in my head, I'm thinking that it obviously is, passed away. Sorry guys.
Tissues.
Thank you. Obviously I'm thinking that he's passed away, and obviously because I couldn't talk, and me, I'm always chatting as well, so I wasn't used to not being, vocal. And they even tried to show me a card, which obviously had his footprints on. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, they've got this card, like, where's my child? And I was literally in, madness. So prior to that, going back again, because obviously I went into a coma.
And how many weeks pregnant were you?
Pies was due in August, and it was 6 weeks early.
6-7 months, is it?
Yeah, because it was due in August and it came in June.
Right. Oh.
So that's how it worked. Yeah. Because it was supposed to come the end of August. So, oh my God, it's just so crazy. So yeah. So it didn't induce coma anyway, just because I know I missed that bit out. I'm just like my son. So the literally had to physically, I just remember I had to physically had to get my mum on the tablet holding the baby.
For you to believe.
Yeah, because I literally, I was not believing. And like I said, because I couldn't speak, it was making me more erratic.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, but where's I didn't understand at all. He's such a beautiful boy as well.
Oh, shout out to Paris.
So beautiful. So I was in it it's gonna sound crazy when you guys are watching this back, because there's little things that flicker, because my friend like to say I was sleeping.
Yeah.
For that. So even though I was in a induced coma, I was still living another life.
Right.
Which is weird to some people, because so when I woke up, even though we understood that I've woken up and my baby's not there, I was still living another life while I was sleeping.
Right.
So, and I think that's why as I woken up, time was confusing.
Yeah.
For me.
How many weeks was it?
I was in a coma, induced coma, I think for about 6-7 weeks.
Wow.
But they kept taking me in, and they kept pulling me out, and I had to go back in. To be honest, the scary bit is, which my mum told me when I was obviously feeling much better, is that they told her to prepare for the worst.
Wow.
So I think that's what was, the most scary. And bless my mum as well, because for a mother to hear that news, also as as a nana, because remember, I've just had my newborn. So the doctor's like, right, prepare for the worst. But basically, here's your grandchild.
Yeah.
So bless my mum, because basically my mum had to not be strong for Pius, but obviously for Tyrese and Leo.
Yeah.
And my mum's done well, and even my cousin as well, because they literally shielded the cat that, well, we had this conversation on the phone, didn't we? Like, they shielded it from everybody, like, everyone that would ask, like, how it was. My mum and my cousin were like, she's fine, she's still in hospital, she's fine, she's doing well, because even my partner, they felt like, it was literally my close family and friends that knew what happened, because my mum was still like, we don't know who is wishing what, and I always believe there's power in the tongue.
Yeah, life and death in the tongue.
There's power in the tongue, what you say, and even from when I was little, I always try to be careful what I say. I even remember one time when I said to my cousin, "I hate you." I think I was only like 10 or something, and my nana was like, "What do you mean you hate your cousin?" I was like, "Yeah, Nana, but she's done this." I was like, "No, hate is a strong word.
Yeah.
You say you don't like what she's done, but you don't hate her."
Yeah.
And even that stuck with me for life, because like, there's so much power in the tongue, and I think sometimes we don't realize what we are saying. And it's going back to just always, be kind to people and all that. Oh my goodness. Sorry, ladies.
No, don't apologize. It's an emotional. So I'm trying to hold it together.
No, I was getting a little emotional.
Yeah, so back to mum. So telling my mum to obviously prepare for the worst. Again, luckily my auntie as well worked in the hospital. She couldn't come on my ward because I was on a COVID ward. But my auntie was there, she'd always make sure the other nurse like, look, that's my niece, just make sure, like it was a fight. I'm not going to lie. And even with Pius, bless his soul, that obviously even when I came home and I'm jumping to bed, I was going to my mum like, "Mum, do we need to do a DNA test?" Because obviously as a mother, you normally hold your child first, that skin to skin contact.
So there wasn't the connection the same.
Yeah, so I wasn't used to that. And my mum was like, "Shona, don't worry, like, he's your child, the nurses wrong with as is born, they're wrong, his dad." But I think it was the fact that because I wasn't there, my partner wasn't there, my mum wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I've just had this child, and I think that's what kind of I felt like neglected, because I'm like, I didn't see my son born. Literally at all. Like, my child's born and I wasn't able to see it, to feel it. And that was also weird for me as well. And I felt that in the beginning I had that bit of detachment. Even though I loved him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But so that I didn't have that bond that I did when Tyrese and Leo was, born. I had no voice for a while, and that was hard.
So what actually happened to you?
Do you know what? I feel like with whatever tubes are put in there, because they have to put a tube in there. Like, even my voice has gotten better now, thank God, because it was worse. Like, when my voice did come back, it was literally a whisper.
Wow.
It was such I've got a big gulp.
How did you run this?
Even this voice now, like, it used to be freaking louder than this. Because I got a big, so even that was, getting used to. So it was literally a whisper, and it was getting used to other people. Even when I'm talking to people, even now at this present time, sometimes when I work in retail, when I'm talking to customers, literally 9 out of 10 of the customers will be like, "Have you got a cold?"
Right.
And I don't, but it's going to that stage, I'm just like, because I can't keep explaining. Because,
So what did the medical team actually say was wrong with you?
So the medical team, so I had COVID.
Yeah.
So I don't know what test I took at home, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had COVID, but I also caught pneumonia as well. I didn't even know I caught pneumonia until I did the COVID checkup. And when he showed me, because I've never seen the X-ray or anything of my lungs, and even when he showed me the lungs, even he was surprised. He was like, I actually cannot believe that you're still here, because literally my lungs was covered.
Yeah.
Like there was no, he doesn't know how I got air like back in there.
Well, it was a miracle. Did you
yeah,
say it was
I
a
swear.
miracle
Listen,
case study?
At that stage, I was like, what? I was like, it's God.
God.
Because I was like, because even I was shocked myself,
Yeah.
to be honest. And he did say it's a miracle, because even he was saying that because of what's happened, that I'm a case study in a hospital now.
Wow.
So literally, obviously they don't use my name.
Yeah.
But I remember when when I was speaking to a participant telling the story, and I think she worked in one of the hospitals, and she was like, I think I know what you're on about. She's like, it's you then? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, Shona, that literally you're one of our case studies at the hospital, because they don't understand how.
They don't understand, 'cause it's God.
It's God. It's
Right.
a miracle
They don't
from
Right.
God. Yeah. You
Amen.
can't explain God's
Yeah.
work and what he
Literally.
does. Yeah.
Because I was like, what do you mean a case? I'm a case study. It's like, in the hospital, you're literally famous right now. We just don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So obviously they can't say names. But then because in other, and God rest the souls, whoever it has happened to, but in other situations that's happened to people, they've not made it on the other side.
Yeah.
And I have got to give all glory to the Lord, and I've got to give all the glory to my gran as well. Only because, she's at heaven as well. Because like I was saying, when I was in sleeping, I lived another
Yeah, let's go
life.
back to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to come back to that. Yeah.
And I was living another life. Listen, I was having concerts and everything. Like, I swear to God, there was concerts going on in my other life. And there's different scenarios going on in my other life. So I was having concerts and stuff. And I'll give you some before I get to the main part of my grant. So there was one with Pius, what was going on with family holidays, like on family holidays. It's like I was describing it. It was like it was a Disney film, but with my family. Literally, that's how weird it is to describe it.
Yeah.
Because it was like in the safari with my family, and I lost Pius. I literally lost Pius. I don't know where Pius is, but my mum's searching for him. My mum's a bird. Like, I don't know how she turned into a bird, but my mum's this bird. I can remember this is what I mean. I can remember it like it was yesterday. My mum's this white bird, and she's looking for my son. And there's a song that I was telling you on that. There was a song that was playing. Mariah Carey was playing, and that even when I woke up, I couldn't. As soon as I could talk, I needed to listen to that song. To that song, and I would say to Tisha when we was having a little brief, is that me personally, I felt like I actually did die. Wow. Because there was an incident and someone kept asking like, why do you want to live? And I just kept saying, I want to live for my kids. And then it's like I would die again. And then they're asking the same question, like, why do you want to live? And like, I want to live for my children, like my kids. How else? And that must happen like 8-9 times.
Wow.
And then when I asked again, and I was like, I want to live for me so I can be okay for my kids. And then it's literally then, that's like when my gran came to me. And it's, bless you, gran, because my gran, the way I'm literally speaking to you guys is the way I was speaking to my gran. And it was just so childlike because I am the age that I am now. But I felt I went back to, just my child self with my gran. And honestly, I actually thought she was taking me as well. I was like, right, gran, it's time for me to go. Like, are you taking me? And my grandma was like, no, I'm not taking you. It's like, you've got to see Pius, the family still needs you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Gran, you know Pius' name. Wow. And she's like, of course I know Pius' name. Like, I've been looking after you, it's fine. It's not your time yet. And literally, that's when I woke up. And I'm so literally grateful for her. And it's so because I believe in life after death anyway. I was raised in that, and I always think like, there's little signs and stuff. But I think to physically experience it and being that close, because I feel like even though we always believe in it, for the majority of people, I always, sometimes you might feel there's that little doubt, like, but, is it though? Little signs, but to physically see my gran, like, oh my God, like even the chair that she was sat on is a chair that it was a favorite chair in the living room at College Drive. It was so surreal, and I just gotta I'm grateful. I'm literally so grateful. I'm blessed to them, and I say to them both because obviously it's the Lord that took my gran home anyway, and the fact that the Lord sent my gran back to me to be like, no, you're not coming
Don't
yet.
give up.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you still got things to do. So, when I woke up, like I said, it was surreal, and I had to relearn things. So, like I said, I couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
So I had to literally learn how to walk again. Obviously, my voice, I had to get used to that. I had to get used to the difference in my voice.
Yeah.
I also had to learn to rely on other people. Because, again, sometimes I've got too much pride, and I've tried to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
And I had to get used to, relying on my family, relying on my friends. Like, my friends were amazing with my mum because obviously I was still in a coma, and like I said, my mum had to still look after my three children.
Yeah.
My friends made sure they came round. They got whatever my mum needed for the baby. My mum's work was amazing. My management staff was amazing. And then again, it makes sure that it does take a village.
Yeah. Raise a child.
It really does. And this is what I'm saying because to me, that was my darkest moment. Do you know what I mean? And literally, there's no hesitation. My friends were there without a doubt. My mum could call them and be like, right, Jackie, what is it you need? What does the baby need?
Yeah.
Do you need a break? I'll take the kids out for a bit. Like, even when I was in a coma, it was Leo's birthday during that time.
That's your second one.
Yeah. And literally, like, they made sure, because I'm always doing parties for my boys, I'm like, and they still made it special for him.
Yeah.
And that meant, a lot to me, because I'm like, oh my goodness. Because those things you do worry about. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so grateful. I know they do because they love me.
Yeah.
And I know they don't ask for nothing back, but if I could literally give them the world, even my mom, like I always say, I always call her my angel on earth, because I don't know what I would have done at that time without my mom. And the strength that my mom showed made me think, like, this is the woman I want to be, because like I said, for mom having to know that her daughter could not make it, but then having to look after three kids.
Hold it all together.
I swear. I literally swear. Because even through it all, me and mom had a conversation, because like I said, she made it clear that even for me, don't tell her how, serious it was for me. And when I spoke to mom, I was like, Mom, how did you do it? And she's like, Shona, she's like, I just had faith that you was going to make it.
Amen.
Everyone around was praying for you.
Yeah.
I felt that they were praying for you. Even again, going back to my gran was like, I can hear all the prayers. I can hear it all. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. Like, it's not stopping.
Wow.
She's like, it's not stopping. I was like, oh, sorry, gran. She's like, no. And that's what I'm saying, there's power in the tongue.
Yeah.
Because he's, believe it or not, he's listening up there.
Of course.
He's listening. And I always think everything happens for a reason. So to me, I feel like it happened because I need to rest. Because I never rested. And I think that was just his time, like, do you know what? I'm going to make you rest then. Do you know what I mean? So that's why even now, I always make sure that...
Because you used to work a lot, didn't you?
Yeah. And I've got that right. And even my manager, to be fair as well, she won't even let me anyway, to be honest. soon as it gets, she's like, no, you need to go home. No, don't do that, because even though I look well now, I still got some complications. So like I have breathing problems now. I was like I said, my voice is different. I suffer from anxiety. I have panic attacks, and anything could trigger it. Literally anything. Like even I remember in the early stages that you have to be careful if you gave me a time, because if you wasn't there at a certain time, I couldn't understand it, and then I'll go in it. It's like I don't. My uncle literally. An example is my uncle came in through the front door. I'm like, hi, uncle. And he's like, hi, Shona. And they went out the back door. And I was going to him like, Mum, where's uncle? And he's like, oh, he's just gone outside. So I've gone outside, he's not there. But because he wasn't there, it sent me on an emotional wreck. And I'm like, Mum, he's not here. Where's he gone? Like, I don't understand. That I had to ring my uncle. But my mum had to ring my uncle, like, listen, you need to come back with Shona. I mean, I breakdown. But because he didn't say bye, it wasn't registering that. Yeah. Whereas normally you can just come in and out of my house and above. Whereas now, like it's much better now. So like nobody hardly gives me a time. It's just like I'm coming today. Because no, if they give me a time, like I'm gonna go in a panic. My poor kids, bless them, they know they've got to ring me after school, or even drop me a text like, "Mum, I finished school now." Because if I ring them and they don't answer, it's gonna send me in a panic. Like just little things like that.
So since then, that took you on a bit of a faith journey, didn't it?
It did.
And reconnected you with your Heavenly Father. So what happened in that area? How did that start?
So after I've gone back home, the song Mariah Carey watch, I think it's Fly Like a Bird, I think it was. That was literally just on repeat, and there's some Bible verses in there as well. And then, like I said, God has always been present in my life. But from what happened, and I think because of the fact that that when obviously I shouldn't have been here, I'm like, okay, Lord, clearly you want me for something. I don't know what it is. I still probably don't know what it is right now. But this is the journey you're taking me on. My partner's auntie invited me to her church. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go.
So how long had you not been in church?
Oh gosh, ages. I'm not even going to lie. It's been ages, to be honest. I think I've not been since Brooks Bar moved.
Wow.
So it has been ages. Even my Bible, I don't think I even picked up my Bible like that either. I've got my Bible open because I think that's just like in most households.
I think it's a Caribbean thing as well.
Yeah, over the same thing. I had that like always open. There's always one in Pisces card, the kids read. I know that, but for me to personally open it and read it, I've not done it in a long time. And I had a Bible anyway. And plus I've got my nanny's Bible and stuff. And I was praying, and I was like, right, Lord, what is it you want? Because clearly you brought me here for a reason. Like, what is it you want? And in the beginning, I feel like I was fighting it, to be honest. I didn't feel like I was fighting it, like, oh my goodness, Lord, like, just give me a break. Just leave.
But when he honest.
But when he wants you, he's not going to leave you alone. Like, he really isn't.
And it can be used to us trying to resist.
I swear, like, he was not leaving it in my dreams. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, right. And I enjoyed the church anyway. And I think it was ever happened. And it was that time, you know, when the pastor calls you up, like, if you want to see, like, and I literally, it's like I was in another body because I was just going. And I don't even know how I ended up there. I'm just like here, like, right, giving my life to Christ. And then from then, I think, because I was Pisces 3, obviously that was 2 years ago. And I was going to church so it didn't happen straight away, because like I said, I was finding it, but I was still going to church. Yeah, that's when I was trying to figure out my faith. Like, I spoke to the pastor and stuff. again, they knew this. They knew what happened because obviously my partner's aunties told them,
Yeah.
what's happened, and he helped me a lot as well with, with the faith, with the the guidance, as what is expected. And it's so because he used to pray. Even now sometimes, because I'm just like, Lord, I'm not like. Amazing way sometimes you view Christian people. I'm like, Lord, are you sure you want me? Because
No, I
am
understand.
not. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I'm like, I am not like most Christian women out here. Like, are you sure?
Well,
But he does, and listen, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
It is literally, and what makes it more so sentimental is that I was baptized with my son.
And I got to witness the baptism. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
It was so nice, and I did it at a different church. I did it at near my St. John's, but my pastor, where went to church, came as well, and that was nice. And he said a prayer for me as well, and it was so beautiful that even from when I went in the water and I went out, I just felt like this is where I need to be. This is what I want to do. I speak to the Lord every day. Every day over certain things, I'm always praying. And I'm like, I don't know how he's not sick of me. Because every little thing I'm praying to, I'm having a conversation with him like I'm talking to you guys.
This is how he wants us to have that relationship. It's not religion. I think when we grew up, it was more about the religion, wasn't it? And that kind of put a lot of us off in our generation.
I agree.
But I think now we've grown older and we've gone through life experience and we've gone to churches that express that more.
Yes.
It's like, okay, this is a personal relationship with Christ. I can speak to him like I'm speaking to my friend.
Yeah.
I can have, just be real with him. And like you said before, like you were just real with him, like, I'm not ready to do this. Like, do you want me? Why are you pursuing me like this kind of thing?
I totally agree. And I think that's what scares most people because they're thinking, this is how it needs to be. When really, God accepts you however way you are.
He just wants you to come as you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I said that to you, remember? You were like, but I still like going out and this. I was like, Shona, all these things don't just go away straight away, Like, don't think it's going to change overnight. It's a transition. It's a process.
Yeah, but it's working.
I still like my bachelor.
Right?
And I was like, well, you let God work on you bit by bit. Don't run away from it because of that. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? He absolutely is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for my gran. And even though, I'm 3 years, because Price is going to be 3, so I'm like 3 years into it. Obviously, been re-baptized 2 years ago because I did it on Price's first birthday.
I think that's so beautiful. Just applaud you that you did that with your son, the son that, it's such an emotional
And it kept as a surprise as well, so no one knew. I only did it as Pius's baptism. To be honest, So no one knew. I think I told you more. I can't remember if I told you mom or not.
Yeah. I think you told her actually, Well, that's how I ended up coming. Because she was like, Shona's getting baptized.
I think I told you mom, but literally, I think I told your mom, I told my mom, and I told like a handful of my close friends, but literally no one knew until...
I think I would have been bawling if I was there. I get quite emotional at anybody's baptism.
No, I think so. I think everyone was shocked, like, what's she doing? Kind of thing. But they understood as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've got a good circle as well because we can't change the whole world in a day.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And I've got my prayer warriors out there as well who's always praying over me.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy, and oh God, I don't even know why this is so emotional, guys.
It's emotional.
It's understandable. It's emotional. There's a lot gone on.
Oh my goodness. But no, like, I don't know where I was up to. I'm just in awe now.
Just in awe of just the journey.
I'm literally just in awe. But I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I think I was saying that to you on the phone as well. Because I was like, Jesus, I still can't memorize some of these Bible verses,
Oh, we're all still learning.
Well, that's
Nobody knows everything.
Exactly. I remember on the phone call, well, obviously I'm telling you now, but when you was basically saying to me, like, Shona, it's your relationship, nobody else's.
Yeah.
And that actually really stuck with me because, again, even though I'm on this learning journey, sometimes you feel like the outside world is like, well, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. And then I actually had to think back and pray, like, do you know what, Lord? Thank you for that message that teacher gave me, because it is just about me and my religion.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what the whole people out there.
Not everybody else.
Yeah. Because I do enjoy reading the Bible. I've got a journal now, like I write my prayers down in my journal that I like to do. Like as I speak to nearly all, I was speaking to him on the way here, like, right, Lord.
No, I do it all
It's
the
time
time.
for my testimony
Yeah,
now.
I do it. I do
Like,
it
get
all
me
the time.
ready. Literally.
That's how I am. It's the same thing as I'm driving, just talking to God, especially when I'm doing something big. I need to just,
Because I don't really do like kneeling or sitting down for every prayer. Hands together, eyes closed. I just that is more religious style, and it works for some people great, but you need to incorporate time with God in your
everyday life, throughout your day.
He wants your whole day, not just a little bit of time here and there. But it is relationship.
100%. He's worked wonders for me. Like I remember I did the 21-day fast spiritually for myself. And I was praying and I did a list of things that I want to do. I want to tell you that nearly half of them is crossed off.
Come on.
Wow.
And I'm like, thank you, Lord. Literally. And I'm grateful. Like even this, because I've always known I wanted to tell my story. And like even, bore Satish came up to, there was, another friend, and it's like, Shona, I want you to do this photo shoot with me. One of my poems, tell your story, doing a film. And I'm like, really? It's like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I was surprised because even though I knew that's what I wanted to do, I didn't know how to
do it.
And again, he came to me. Again, even his teacher, she came to me.
So God's obviously like sending people to you. He's doing it.
I'm just like, Lord, you want to tell my story? I will tell it. I don't know how.
But quite often he brings the how. We don't know how.
Exactly.
Desires.
Yeah.
It's like the ministry. I was given the vision for it by God, and I'm like, how is this even going to work? Who am I even going to do it with? I'm like, I ain't doing this on my own, God. I'm like, and I had to wait years, but God always knew the how and the
He brings it together.
He knows it for you as well.
100%. And it's always because I'm not afraid to tell my story. Like I'm happy to say I'll shout from the rooftop. I get emotional about it. Because even though, like I said, it's been nearly 3 years and it's still emotional for me. But if anyone that asks, I'm not afraid to be like, this is what's happened. But this is where I am now. It's because of the Lord. So whether I'm telling one person, on the street, like this is what happened, the magnitude of, of the podcast or my friend's film, and it's going out, I'm just like, whether it's one person, a million person, my story is being told. And it's also showing the amazing thing that God can do.
Because just going back to when you said like some people haven't made it like in situations like this, and God reminded me of a friend of mine who I used to work with, and she told me like one of her friends, she was 6 months pregnant as well, and she just died suddenly. They think she had a seizure in her sleep.
Oh my goodness.
And they've spent like 3 hours trying to revive her, and she died. And she was a Christian as well, and I guess that was hard for her because she had 2 small children, like a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So it's like, you really have to sit and think like life is so fragile.
100%.
And if you're still here, then you've got a reason why you're here. There's purpose for you being here.
100%.
So don't waste time thinking you've got all this time in the world to do it. Like one of my even just things that I've been saying this year, no time to waste. I'm like, God, whatever you're telling me to do, I hope I'm in obedience and I'm walking in that, because there's a real evil world out there. There's evil people, and the enemy's out to kill, steal, and destroy.
100%.
So if you know that your time on this earth you don't know, you guarantee tomorrow, none of us know that, then I would advise you, really just spend time with God, seek Him, and just ask,
100%.
Lord, what do you want me to do out here? Like Shona said, she feels like there's more for her to do here, and she's just discovering that bit by bit of what that is. And the closer she stays to God, the more He'll reveal those steps to her. So yeah, that's what I just want to say. So Shona, what do you think's next for you? Like, when?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm still gonna be telling my story.
Good.
100%. I don't know how, but the Lord will show His way.
Of course.
I just want to obviously be a walking soldier of the Lord. I'm like, look, with Him by your side, you can do anything. Anything. I don't know. You know, when we have those days and you're thinking, Lord, how am I going to do it? He makes it happen. There's not been a time, you know, as a mother looking for 3 kids, when I've had financial problems, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to put food on the table. Money's coming in from somewhere. My cousin might have cut dinner, like, there's dinner here for the kids. Come and get. You don't know. The Lord is using everybody, everyone, and I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited
for
you. I'm excited to see what God has
in store.
Like, I'm actually really excited. I'm buzzing.
We're buzzing for you. Oh my God! Like, honestly, it's been such a pleasure having you on here. Like,
I know.
I'm just so encouraged. I know. It's an emotional one. But yeah, you're so blessed. Your family's blessed. Your children are blessed.
Thank you so much.
And just keep trusting God in every area of your life. Like you said, He's not failed you. He hasn't failed you before, and He won't fail you now. Whether it's food, whether it's finances, He's always been with you on this journey. And life is so precious. From the
100%.
womb, like, people might say, oh, well, you know, the baby in the womb, like, saved the mother's life first, but God cared about her baby in her womb as well.
Exactly.
The medical team cared about that baby in the womb as well, so they made sure that they did the best to save the baby's life at 6 months, and a premature baby, and also Shona's life. You know, they worked hard on her as well as God doing that miracle. Lord. So we thank God for both lives, because both are equally valuable to God.
100%.
So we thank you for watching today, and thank you, Shona, again for coming.
Thank you, guys.
It's all right.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Hey.
Hey.
Bye, guys.